The August 16, 2023 regular board meeting is called to order at 6:30. As the minutes show that all members are in attendance, is set for Mr. Morales, possibly on the weekend. At this time, Mr. Estrada, please pledge allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Fabens ISD. Mrs. Rodriguez, do we have any communication and visitors at this time?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Jessie Montañez.
Ms. Jessie Montanez, can you please? Background information. Board president will The board encourages comment from citizens of the district or employees. The board asks that comment pertain to the subject which is taking issue and no longer than 15 minutes combined. Remember that the board may not discuss any issues that are not posted on our agenda. The board will not hear complaints or concerns regarding individual employees or students at this time. The district has a policy outline procedure for bringing complaints and concerns about specific individuals to the attention of the district and ensuring that they are addressed in a timely manner.
not just a piece of wood. It is a piece of us, a piece of our identity as Wildcats. Let us come together as a community, as a school board, and as advocates for the preservation of our traditions. Let us find a way to bring back the homecoming bonfire, to reignite the flame that once burned so brightly within us all. Let us show our students that we value their experiences, their memories, and their sensibility. I urge you, members of the Fabens Independent School Board, to listen to the voices of our community, to hear the longing in our hearts, and to consider the profound impact that the return of the homecoming bonfire will have on our schools, our students, and our community. Together, let us restore and traditions for brighter than ever before. Thank you.
We were not able to respond to the request, but thank you very much The next item on the agenda, Fabens ISD, Superintendent update. Superintendent, intern, Mr. Flores, this time it will be,
Good evening, President Gonzalez, members of the board, and committee members. I would like to call Ms. Almazan, our lead specialist, to do a presentation for committee and meeting.
Good evening, President Gonzalez, board members, Mr. Flores, and community. My name is Sofia Maciel. I am the media specialist for the district. Today are going to be talking a little bit about our convocation that was held on July 24th. It was an amazing event. Most of us got to go, and there's a little bit of a highlight that we're going to show you, provided that we're having technical difficulties. So, perfect.
My name is Martin Torres, and I'm very proud to be a Wildcat. First and foremost, I would like to thank everybody that got involved into this great convocation for our 23-24 school year. Ms. Michelle Gonzalez, Mr. Barba, my staff in central office, Mr. Perez, Ms. Maciel, everybody who actually collaborated, the principals, the assistant principals, the director of maintenance and finance, and everybody who got involved into this great convocation. Thank you for everything you do for Fabens. Thank you for being a Wildcat.
My name is Corina Ruiz, O'Donnell Principal, and I'm proud to be a Wildcat. I think there's always a positive impact when there is change. We cannot be stagnant. And so with our new interim superintendent, our staff has decided to go on and be the best campus in the district and always be there for our students, so which is the most important thing. An event like this is always great to have. Just the energy that comes with a new school year makes the staff excited, and in turn will make our students excited. And so what we've been learning so far, I know that our staff is ready to begin a new year, growing the leader in us and making leaders out of our Fabens ISD students.
And that's it. That is only a highlight. Was actually, I've had wonderful feedback from everybody because everybody got to participate, including security, the store, the staff. So it was a great opportunity for all of us as staff to gel and actually, sorry. And I know and then second, we're actually going to be discussing what attendance. This is an incentive that was started at the back end of last year. It's a rollover. And then we're celebrating our students. And so actually the Wildcat Roll stands for recognizing outstanding attendance recipients. And this, there is a picture of the slide of how we looked in the second week of school. And Alexa Fabens Elementary, second and third grade actually had a 97% attendance rate, which is fantastic. Obama Rodriguez came in with the fifth grade at 98.1%. Sixth graders were at 97.9%. Fabens High School, the 11th grade was 98.7%. they come in. And we're like, yay! Cumulatively, for our district, at the end of Friday, we were at 96.8%. So, you know, considering that's really good. And as far as enrollment, we are at 1,868 students. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for your time.
The convocation actually took place Region 19 start of the week. Everybody was very happy to be out there in great turnout. Everybody was participating. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, administrators. Thank you, parents. Thank you for making this happen. Next year will be better one coming into place. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, interim superintendent,
This time, the interim superintendent recommends the approval of all the items on the consent agenda as presented.
Motion passes. Next item on the agenda, Fabens ISD 2023-2024, new hires, administration, Dr. Sanford, and campus principal.
Good evening, President Gonzalez, Mr. Torres, board members and members of the community. My name is Sam Program Director of Secondary Instruction. I have recently been helping out with human resources during the transition period between directors. We have quite a few new employees this school year. They've already been working very hard for a successful start of the school year at their campuses and their various roles in the district. So in a moment, I'm going to introduce the principals to come forward and introduce their employees on their respective campuses. But first, I am pleased to announce that the transition period between human resource directors, as I mentioned, is coming to a close. As it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Aide Blanco as the new Fabens ISD Director of Human Resources. Ms. Blanco is coming to us from the Child Crisis Center of El Paso. She worked in a very similar role as Director of Administration and Finance. And I'd like to ask Ms. Blanco to please come forward and meet the board.
Ready?
So at this time, I'd like to invite our principals to come forward, and I'll start with our Fabens Elementary School Principal, Ms. Veronica Bashir, to come forward and introduce her new teachers and staff at Fabens.
Good afternoon, Board President Gonzalez, board members, Mr. Torres, and the community. My name is Veronica Bashir. I'm the principal of Fabens Elementary, where students begins. It is my assistant principal, Ms.
children here with me. We're ready to present our new hires. We'll begin with Ms. Gabriel. She is our new ESCE teacher. She is joining us with 18 years of experience in social work. She has hit the ground running, taking care of our ESCE kiddos. Her energy and smile is contagious. We are excited to welcome Ms. Gabriel to FBS. Our next teacher is Ms. Elliott. She is our kinder teacher. She is coming to us from North Carolina with 11 years of teaching experience. Her husband proudly serves in our U.S. Army. Her family and her enjoy traveling and spending time together. Her husband is looking forward to retiring here in El Paso within the next few years, so we hope to have Ms. Elliott with us for many years to come. Welcome, Ms. Elliott. Ms. Fuente is a third grade teacher. She graduated from the University of Texas at Rio Grande Valley. She is coming with teaching experience from Tennessee. Her and her son Gabriel are now part of the FES family. We are happy to have not just mom, but her son join our Fabens Elementary. Welcome, Ms. Fuentes. I didn't want to separate these next two individuals because I feel like they've kind of worked together and are just amazing. Ms. Castillo and Ms. Silva, they're both third grade teachers, and they are both recent UTEP graduates and are part of our UTEP Mentor Resident Program. They come with great experience from their mentor teachers here at Fabens. We are so glad to have both of them join our Fabens Elementary team. Thank you, ladies. And they are both Fabens graduates. So. Next, we have Ms. Favela. She is a retiree hire. She is our third grade teacher. She has over 28 years of experience here at Fabens, and we are glad to have her back. She is just ready to go, and we are just so glad to have her join us again. And last, but definitely not least, we have Ms. Chavira. She is our music teacher. This is her first year as a teacher. She's excited to start her journey here at Fabens Elementary. She gives piano private lessons and has directed many children and adult church choirs. She's starting our Fabens Elementary choir, and just to let you know, tryouts are tomorrow. So welcome, Ms. Chavira. That concludes our presentation of teachers. Thank you. That's okay.
Next, I would like to invite O'Donnell Intermediate Principal, Ms. Karina Reese, to come forward and introduce her new teachers and staff at O'Donnell.
Board President Gonzalez, board members, Mr. Torres, and community, I'm very proud to be able to present our new staff to O'Donnell. I'm going to start with Ileana Ugarte. She was a substitute. She's a proud graduate of Fabens High School and the early college. She was subbing for us. She's just actually also graduated with her degree from UTEP. And so we're very excited to bring her on as our math instructional aide. Next, I would like to introduce Laura Romero. She is our newest custodian. We had one of our custodians retire Mr. Loya, but now we have Laura Romero join our custodial team, and we're so excited to have her. As a parent, we had her child. She was working as a cross guard, as a sub-custodian, and she's back in Fabens to stay. Gracias por acompañarnos, Ms. Romero. And last but not least, I would like to introduce Esmeralda Guzman. She's not a Fabens graduate, but she's become a Wildcat already. Yeah. She's a UTEP student intern. She's working under Ms. Pineda and Ms. Lorio, and we're so excited because she's already part of our O'Donnell team. Congratulations and welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to invite Fabens Middle School Principal, Ms. Monica Lyons, to come forward and introduce the new teachers and staff at Fabens Middle.
Good evening, President Gonzalez and board members and Mr. Torres. Thank you for this evening. I do have several new hires. Several couldn't be here this evening for various reasons, but I do have Miss Elizabeth Flores, who is coming from Clint ISD, several years of experience, who is homegrown Fabens community member, and so excited to be part of our Wildcat family.
Welcome back.
And we have Mr. Ronald Franco, who has also hit the ground running, coming from Clint ISD as well. And he is also our new football coach and will be leading our Wildcats to victory. Welcome, Mr. Franco. Middle school Wildcat coach. Then I had Miss Amanda Reimer, who is coming from us again from Clint ISD. Yes, I did steal all their teachers. Who is teaching science and social studies at Fabens Middle School, and Mr. Eric Wilson, who comes from Socorro ISD, and he is our new behavioral unit teacher. And then we have Danny Gonzalez, who is our new custodian, who he is also homegrown from Fabens community. And we have Miss Amy Navarrete, again from Clint ISD. So I was really happy to take some amazing teachers and doing great things for Fabens Middle School. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I have Mr. Kleist with me, who is here also to celebrate our teachers.
And lastly, we'll go to Fabens High School. But as I announced Dr. Daniel Aguayo, I'd first like to mention that Monday he was named the new principal at Fabens High School. So he's assuming a new role. So Dr. Aguayo will be introducing the new teachers and staff at Fabens High.
That's a lot of pressure, guys. I gotta follow up our amazing elementary. I gotta follow up our amazing O'Donnell and our amazing middle school. But I tell you what, we've got some amazing faculty and staff that we're going to introduce today. All right, Board President Gonzalez, board members, Mr. Torres, and community. I am so proud and humbled to be the new principal of Fabens High School. I thank you all for the vote of confidence and for this great opportunity to serve this wonderful community. I want to start by first introducing our teachers. Let's start with Mr. Caldwell. Mr. Caldwell is teaching our college prep ELA and our English 3. He is a UTEP grad, not only with a bachelor's degree, but also a master's degree. We are so excited because he has chosen to start his career with us here at Fabens High School. As a side note, Mr. Caldwell was also a starting cornerback for the University of Texas, El Paso, and we are so happy and can't wait to see what he can do with our Wildcats.
Welcome.
All right, next we have a former Wildcat, class of 2015. This is Ms. Gausin. She is our wonderful health science teacher. She is also a UTEP graduate, and she's an official RN. We are so excited to have her on board because of what she can do with our students as far as increasing our student outcomes. I'm happy to report to you guys that we have 10 students that are going to EPCC right now, working on their EMT National Registry certification that Ms. Gausin is taking over and working with. So we are looking forward to having students graduate not only with their high school diploma, but hopefully with that EMT certificate, and in the future, graduate with other credentials, such as a certified nursing assistant, certified medical assistant, the roof, the ceiling, right? We're gonna take it off with Ms. Gausin. Next is Mr. Gutierrez. Mr. Gutierrez comes to us with 21 years of teaching experience. He is also a UTEP grad and is currently our language arts intervention teacher. Next is Ms. Jaramillo, our very own literacy coach. We are so excited to have Ms. Jaramillo on board. She has a bachelor's degree from UTEP and a master's degree from Lamar University. Ms. Jaramillo's role is critical to Fabens High School because she is going to be working with our teachers in our PLCs to ensure that we can get our EOC scores all the way to the top, because we are going to be an A-rated district just like our neighbors, right? And just to add to Ms. Jaramillo here, we stole her from Clint ISD. And as you know, right, they are our rivals. Next is Mr. Orozco. Mr. Orozco, where is Mr. Orozco? Is he out there? Mr. Orozco couldn't make it, but let me tell you guys about him. He is our Algebra 1 teacher. He is a UTEP grad. He did his student teaching here at Fabens High School with us, and this is his first year teaching. So he completed his student teaching with us and decided to stay in the best district in the Southwest. So we're so happy to have him. Next is Mr. Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz is our government and economics teacher. He is a UTEP graduate. This is his first year teaching. Fun fact, Mr. Ortiz is married to our wonderful librarian, Ms. Guerrero. So, fun fact. Thank you, Mr. Ortiz. All right, next, right, another football star, Mr. James. Mr. James is our world history teacher. He is a graduate from the University of Texas, El Paso, both with a bachelor's and master's degree, and he has chosen to stay here in Fabens ISD and work with us because it reminds him of his hometown. He loves the small town tough spirit. Fun fact about Mr. James here, Mr. James was a safety, former safety with the University of Texas, El Paso, and with the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, wow. Of course, we're all Dallas Cowboy fans, so we'll excuse him because we're in Texas, right? Except our good friend, Mr. Escobar, who we won't talk about him, right? All right, next is Ms. Porras. Ms. Porras comes to us also from the University of Texas, El Paso. She is coming with us with 5 years of teaching experience, and she just recently moved to the area from Las Vegas, Nevada. So we are so happy to have her. She is teaching English 2 for us.
Welcome.
Next is Miss Sanchez. Miss Sanchez is a UTEP graduate, right? Picks up, right? She is teaching our physics classes, and she comes to us from Y ISD. And as you all know, they are the A-rated district, but we will be the A-rated district next year, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Welcome.
Mr. Cortez, Fabens graduate class of 1991. Mr. Cortez is our special education aide. He is a graduate of El Paso Community College and a veteran retiree of the El Paso County Sheriff's Department. Mr. Vasquez. Mr. Vasquez, we stole from Socorro ISD. He teaches our education and human services pathway. This is his first year teaching. Before that, he was a paraprofessional with SISD and comes to us with degrees from the University of Texas at El Paso, another minor. Mr. Saucedo up next. Mr. Saucedo is our world geography and world history teacher. He is a graduate from Western New Mexico University, and he comes to us as a retiree from the railroad company. And we are so glad that he's here, and he's bringing his 20, how many years did you do in the railroad? 25 years in the railroad, and he has now chosen to take that and bring it to our classrooms. Isn't that amazing?
Welcome.
Unfortunately, Mr. Sustaita could not be with us tonight. Mr. Sustaita is a graduate of Fabens, class of 2018. He's our professional communications and public speaking and debate teacher. This is his first year teaching, and he is a graduate of the University of Texas, El Paso, and Texas Tech. We are so glad to have Josh, Mr. Sustaita, here on our campus, right? We're looking so forward for him because he is going to hopefully be doing our dual credit speech for us, right? If we can get that approved, right, with El Paso Community College. So we're so excited to have him on board. We also have Ms. Arellano, who cannot be here. Ms. Arellano is also a Fabens graduate, class of 2006. She has joined our special education department and comes to us with 5 years teaching experience from Region 19 and is a Sol Ross State University graduate. Members of the board, Mr. Torres, community, I present to you our new Fabens High School teachers.
It's me. They're always targeting me. It's sorry. It's okay. They can see me from here. So.
I can see you. Okay, but I'm right here. Are we gonna do a W? Yes, do a W by all means. Ready? Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats, sir. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as you can see, we have many fantastic additions to the Fabens family coming on board this school year. So that concludes the new employees' introductions.
Thank you, Dr. Ho.
Dr. Hook, we're missing Ms. Diana Flores.
Okay. Okay. Okay, at this time, we have another employee that we took from Socorro ISD, Ms. Diana Flores, who's coming to us as our special education director. Thank you.
Welcome.
Want to stay here for
Picture.
There's only one of you. Ready?
And now that concludes our introductions of new employees.
Oh, yeah, we didn't present her with this because she came in after. Next item on the agenda, approval of Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, Youth Update 121, affecting local policies. At this time, the administration recommends that the board add, revise, or delete local policies as offered by the TASB Policy Service for consideration according to the instruction sheet from TASB. Localized Policy Manual, Update 121. Dr. Sam Hope.
Once again, my name is Sam Hogue, the Director of Secondary Instruction. Board President Gonzalez, Mr. Torres, member of the board and community. In your board packet, you received the recommendations for additions, revisions, and deletions offered by TASB Policy Service Update 121. And this affects the following policies. CFB Local for accounting and inventories, CKEC Local, security personnel, school resource officers, CLB Local, buildings, grounds, and equipment management, maintenance, CRF Local, insurance and annuities management, unemployment insurance, CVA Local, facilities, construction, competitive bidding, CVB Local, facilities, construction, competitive sealed proposals, DEA Local, compensation and benefits, compensation plan, FD Local, admissions, and FFI Local, student welfare freedom from bullying. As you look at the policies, the annotation explanations are included as follows. The deletions are in red strike-through font. The additions are in blue font as new text. Blocks of text were moved without changes as shown in green with double underlined and double strike-through formatting to distinguish the text new placement from its original position of moved text. It becomes moved text underscored. Revision bars appear in the right margin to show selection changes. Again, this is an action item. If there are no questions, the administration recommends that the board add, revise, delete local policies as offered by the TASB Policy Service Update 121.
Are there any questions from the board at this time? Do I have a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, we have a motion, Mr. Flores, and second by Mr. Estrada. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Next item, the agenda, review and approval of the Texas Association of School Boards, TASB Board of Directors candidate, requested by TASB, board recommendation. Ms. Rodriguez, did the candidate come in to discuss anything? Okay.
She had a board meeting as
Okay.
well tonight.
Mr. Estrada, you want to go ahead and read her letter, or you just want to have to approve?
No.
Okay. Does anybody want us to read the letter at this time?
Is she the only one that did
We had another candidate, but she informed the board that she will not continue. Yes, she's the only candidate. Okay, so at this time, do we have a motion to accept her? She does have an attachment of information received by her. Her name is Ms. Nahara, regarding seeking the board's endorsement for the TASB Board of Directors. She's the only candidate. You make a motion?
I second.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and make a motion. Mr. Flores has made a motion to accept
I second.
the endorsement and Mr. Estrada. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez. Next item on the agenda, review and approve of the Fabens ISD resolution regarding employee appreciation. At this time, we have interim superintendent, Mr. Martin Torres.
Good evening, President Gonzalez, members of the board and committee members. As you have in your package, you got a resolution. The administration would like to recognize employees for their contribution to Fabens Independent School District. Therefore, to remain in compliance with the gift of public funds provisions, administration has created an employee appreciation resolution for consideration. The Texas Supreme Court has established a three-part test to determine whether a payment violates Article 3, Section 52. Number 1, the purpose of the payment is to accomplish public purposes, benefit a private party. Number 2, the entity must retain public control over the funds to ensure the public purpose is accomplished and the public investment is protected. Number 3, the entity must ensure that it receives a term benefit. The employee appreciation resolution accomplished all three parts of the legal test, as the appreciation of employments via the different activities items stated in the resolution serves the public purpose of maintaining morale, reducing turnover, and increasing employee retention. The administration recommend is for the trustees to approve the employee appreciation resolution for school year 23-24, not to exceed a budget of $25,000. Is there any questions?
Mr. Torres, so would you like to read the employee appreciation resolution? That's what he says, whereas.
Okay. The employee appreciation resolution read as follows. Whereas every student has a right to access high education program to further their academic and personal success. And whereas quality education programs are only made possible thanks to dedicated, talent, innovative, and hardworking educators and classified staff at the Fabens Independent School District, who use their extensive skills and compassion to provide education opportunities and support for students. Whereas the Fabens Independent School District recognized our staff has gone above and beyond in responding to the needs of students and their families and of our community at large. And whereas classified employees support the smooth operation of offices, safety, maintenance, buildings, and property, and the safe transportation, health, nutrition, and direct instructions to students. And whereas the Fabens Independent School District believes that our employees' response serving children during these challenging times serves as example of selfish public service and pride in our community. And whereas now more than ever, teachers, administrators, and classified staff serving our schools deserve the gratitude, respect, and recognition of Fabens Independent School District, the students, parents, and the entire community. Whereas the board trustees conclude that providing employee appreciation items and activities to include but not limited to any spirit gear or clothing, promotional items, refreshments during employees appreciation events, plaques, etc., to all the regular full-time and part-time employees. Or substitute employees. Actually, employees by the district serves the public purpose of maintaining morale, reducing turnover, and increase employees' retention. And whereas pursuant to policy CE local, the adopted budget provides authority to expend the funds for the purpose indicated in accordance with state law, board policy, and the district approved purchasing procedures. The expenditure of funds should be under the director, the superintendent, or designee, who shall ensure the funds are expended in accordance with adopted budget. Now, there's being resolved that the Fabens Independent School District Board of Trustees authorize the purchase of employee retention items and activities for the 23-24 school year. And be it further resolved that employees appreciation items and activities are provided in this resolution serves the public purpose of maintaining morale, reducing turnover, and increased employee retention. And be it further resolved that the amount budgeted for the employee appreciation items and activities provided in this resolution should not exceed $25,000 during the period of July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024.
This is a board action, so anybody want a discussion or discuss this? Have any questions? No? Okay, so I'll entertain a motion. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, At this time, we have a motion from Mr. Estrada. We have a second from Mr. Ornelas. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Next item, the agenda, selection of dates for the new state accountability workshop and special board meeting. It's requested by Mrs. Gonzalez and Mr. Martin Torres. It's a board recommendation also. So at this time, Mr. Torres, will you be
Sure.
conducting the workshop?
We actually requesting a special workshop for the new accountability rating system, so we can short our ratings on a future date, and that way everybody understands our new accountability system. We also asking for a special board meeting so we can do our final budget adjustments on August 30th, if that's possible with the board.
Do you have any discussion? Can all of you be in attendance for that workshop? Ms. Gonzalez is not able to attend due to the fact that she's taking her son to college. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion then, if we don't have any discussion at this time?
I'll make the
To accept-
motion.
Okay, we have a motion to recommend the date that Mr. Torres is accepting, is proposing is August 30th, 2023 at 6:00 p.m. So do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Angel Ornelas and second by Ms. Sepulveda Ramirez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, no, nobody opposed. Okay. Discussion of possible action on additions to the varsity assistance to Fabens ISD 2023-2024 athletic stipends for baseball, boys soccer, girls soccer, and softball. And this was brought to the board for revision, as requested by Ms. Julieta Sepulveda Ramirez and myself, Ms. Silvia Gonzalez. Okay. So you want to go ahead, go first? Okay. At this time, we thought of bringing back this item due to the fact that it's been for years that we have those stipends for these coaches. Okay, so instead of bringing it back to the board and having to approve it, because we took it off last month, just leave it as is, whether it's being used, it's available, and if it's not used, it would just stay in that budget area. So you don't have to bring it back to the board. Okay, Mrs. Sepulveda, do you have any other question?
We were thinking because sometimes our head coaches are not available, and of course they need an assistant to be around. And most of all, I think we even left out some sports right there where we could use assistant coaches. But that's why we brought it back, so we could keep that in file in case they do hire an assistant. The money will already be there. That's what we think.
And it would be a smooth transition because like I said, we don't have to bring it back to the board. And I'm pretty sure that, the sport is going on at that time. And we feel it's been there for years, so I thought we just leave it there. So I asked Mr. Torres if it was okay we bring it back because, you never know. Okay. So for the board, I'm asking you just so, if you approve to bring this, just leave them as is on the stipends for that. And that's what the area said, it's for assistant coaches. Mr. Torres, you want to add a little bit to that?
No, it was requested by the board to take a look at the stipends before deleting and bringing it back. Even if we need it or not, then already stipends approved. And if we hire those coaches, we don't have to bring it back to the board. So it's up to the board decision. You want to keep it on the current stipend list.
Do you have any discussion?
I have a question. Are these assistants certified teachers?
Yes, sir, they are.
For certified teachers?
The positions are not filled, but if they get filled, it will be with certified teachers. Right, I think it's my understanding some of these positions are open as a varsity assistant. As of this morning.
Do you have any other question? I'll entertain a motion. No, I'll make the motion.
Second.
I make the motion to approve as presented. So, Ms. Gonzalez motioned and, Mr. Ornella second. And due to the fact that I put it in the agenda, okay, for clarification. Next item on the agenda, adoption of, I'm sorry. I'm ready to roll, okay. Okay, so, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. You already made the motion. Myself, yes. Thank you. Adoption of Fabens ISD 2023-24 tax rate. The administration, so I'll go ahead and hand it in to Mr. Torres, because this is recommendation. Action requested?
Yes. Good evening, President Gonzalez, members of the board and committee members. Item 6F is actually what's related to the public presentation and the proposed tax rate for fiscal year 23-24 as presented in the committee meeting before this regular board meeting. Our MNO is 0.7910 and the INS 0.3307 for a total tax rate of 1.1217. The administration recommends the board approval of the 23-24 tax rate as presented.
Do I have a motion or discussion?
Second.
Okay, I already have a motion from Mr. Flores and a second from Mr. Ornelas. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, the adoption of Fabens ISD 2023-24 budget and compensation plan. Mr. Martin Torres, interim superintendent.
Good evening, Board President Gonzalez, members of the board and community. Can you please put the presentation, Mr. Garcias? At this time, I'm presenting the budget compensation plan for school year 23-24. Next slide, please. Some of the challenges between school years is actually declining enrollment. Balance the budgets at the end of the school year. The tax compression, we never know how much we're going to get back and how much is going to be allocated to us. What is the compressed tax rate? If a district happens to exceed its entitlement with local money alleviated by $1 tax rate, the state can recapture those extra funds, meaning that if we don't have enough, they can come back and say, you know what, we have to adjust the budget with general fund. How do you do any interns and sinking? Why it was not calculated? And then you get some extra help. That I think may happen this year with a new, between the 4,000K to the 100,000K property values. It is calculated based on the district's compressed tax rate, which the legislature created in 2006 when it reduced maintenance and operations property tax by a third. Next slide. Our registered students is 1,858 students. Our new students, we have 192. We have 143 now registered as of last week, and hopefully we can get more kids coming back to Fabens and increase the enrollment. As you can see, we have it by grade levels, and more or less it will give you the registered by campuses. Fabens Elementary School, 594, O'Donnell, 271, Fabens Middle School, 409, Fabens High School, 581 students. Next slide, please. The estimate enrollment projection for fiscal year 23-24, as you can see highlighted in there, and it's on your, I think it's on your packet. Our projections for this year is 1,847 that we actually surpassed that registration. One thing is registration, the other thing is enrollment. You know, is enrollment, registration, how many actually attend on a daily basis. As you can see here, we got projections for the next 5 years, all the way to 2029. We keep losing and losing more kids, an average of 80 to 100 kids. Next slide, please. As you can see, enrollment and average daily attendance from 2018 all the way to 2024 keeps declining by students. One point we were at 2,048, and then 1,849, and then this year 1,858. Our next slide in the middle, actually, no, just go back, Mr. Garfield, right there. 2023, last year your ADA was 1,814. There was an enrollment of 1,849. And then on 2024, we got an ADA of 1,786. An enrollment of 1,858 is a difference of 9 students. That's the projection numbers. And of course, which I can be wrong and we get more students on a daily basis. But this is the reality, these are the numbers. We try to go with the midpoints and we try to balance enrollment and attendance. That's why important is it's very important our attendance rate every day. Next slide, please. Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, but earlier I believe Ms. Maciel said there was 1868.
Yes, this is as last week, sir.
Yeah, so you have actually more as of today.
Yes, remember my presentation is based on last week when we were preparing the budgets, but the average number is 1,707. That's what we use for the budgets.
So it's even better than that.
Yes, sir.
So that's great.
That's always better. Yes. So meaning we get extra money at the end of the June. On the property, can you go next, please? On the property taxes, as you can see, property tax rates, we were so fortunate to be able to decline that, to bring down the property taxes this year, to 1.217. So that is actually very good news for the taxpayers of Fabens ISD. As you can see from the year of 2022, the difference between the MNO and the INS, it was declined. Last year's 1.3375, this year's 1.217. Next slide, please. This was a proposed preliminary rate that we brought over at the last month meeting, just so you can see how we were able to bring the numbers down by, it was reduced at a little bit, around 20.7 cents. Go down. Next slide, please. Now, this is our proposed tax rate. This is the worksheet that we had to work. Once we get ready, we get all the numbers, we get the compressed, the certified values, then we work on the tax rate calculation worksheet. This is actually what show all the numbers. As you can see, there's a lot of numbers in there that we get from the central appraiser from the OMR template, and we put all the numbers together to match with the best possible rate for the district. Next slide, please. It's a total of 5 pages. On the third page, you can see our entrance and sinking, 0.7910. And then on the fourth page, you can see our MNO, 0.33072 for a total of 1.217. And then the last page is actually our certifications. Once we get this approved, then I sign it and send it to our tax office, and we've got to publish it on the website that it was adopted and was get it done by the board on time with the timelines. Next slide, please. The proposed tax rates, this is proposed that we show you on the public meeting. So you can see the difference from last year to this year, 1.1217. Next, please. Now you see our revenues and expenditures. This is a little complicated. A lot of times we have emergencies that we don't budget for, and we have to, unfortunately, make sure we meet those emergencies on a daily basis. As you know, one of the things is our aging facilities, making sure we're operating every day. AC is breaking down every day, constantly, every hour. Some coolers that are in some campuses, and we are aware that some of them will go on and off. But we try to deal as much as we can on what we have available and make sure we don't get into more debt than what we have. So for fiscal year 23-24, you can see we have a little bit of a decrease, differences between last year's. It's actually switched over around 387,000 more. The difference from last year. Our revenues by federal sources, 7%. local is 12%, and state's 81% of our budget. On 23-24 slide, you can see our food services, our 101, $1.3 million. This is our revenues. The general operating, we're looking at around $23 million. Debt services fund, this is what we owe as far as bond and different things that we have through the district. Is our payments are around $2.2 million every year, for a total of $26 million on revenues. Next slide, please. Right here, you got your percent of total expenditures. You see orange ones, that's your function 11. This is very good for us to be under 50%. We want to be a little bit higher, making sure that we provide all the services we need to our function 11. Those are students instructional. So we're in the middle, we are 50%. This is last year's expenditures. You see your student transportation at 2%, leadership, curriculum instruction, function 13, that's just staff development, instructional resources, that's a 1%. Extracurriculum activities, we got 3%. Facilities and maintenance and operations, you can see the chart is getting bigger every year. So now it's at 12%. Next one. The legal requirements, the district budget must be prepared by the date set by the State Board of Education. Funds must be expended in a manner provided for the adopted budget. The Board of Trustees has the authority to amend the budget, and this is what we request in the special board meeting for August 30th, in case we need to do an amendment. Budgets for the general fund 199, the food services fund 101, and the debt service fund 599 must be included in the official district budget. The budget must be prepared in accordance with the general acceptance accounting principles, GAAP, and state guidelines. Next. This is actually our forecast from the last OMAR template, version SS number 2, R2, released 7/18/23. You see the fiscal year 23-24 has an increase of 387,000. You can see your difference between last year and this year. Increases, so you see the increase of the budget between local revenues, your state revenues is a $19 million compared to last year, $18 million. That's where we see the little bit of difference. As you can see on the bottom, you can see your function codes by fund. 11, we had to increase it a little bit to 14,253,000. That's, I think, the one that has the biggest impact on it, instructional. Other than that, the majority stays almost the same. We have to increase facilities and maintenance. For a total budget, proposed budget for 23-24 of $26 million, $685. An estimate per projected by student is around $14,000. And you can see it on the right side by function for a total of $14,000 per student. Next. Budget change, transfer funds between the same function and does not require board approval. These are some of the budget changes. Budget amendments, transfer funds between different functions and is required board approval, meaning that if we want to spend between function 11 and 13, that needs to come to the board for approval. If I do changes between 11 and 11, that's allowable, that we can go over. Budget changes that reduce function 11, instructional, function 12, libraries, 13, curriculum staff development, and 31, guidance and counseling, will not be allowed. Meaning that if somebody wants to decrease function 11 on their budgets and increase 41, it will not be approved. And I think our principals and administrators already know when they reach out to us. Next one, please. Okay, the pay scale maintenance. Let me get some water, because this is a long one. Our pay system maintenance for this school year, administration is recommending a 4% increase across the board for everybody, including our teachers, libraries, nurses, professional administration, clericals, paraprofessional, and auxiliary. The total hit for this budget, 4%, will be around $725,898 increase to our salaries budget. Next, please. Our starting salary for our teachers will be $56,500. That's an increase of $2,450 from last year across the board. The teacher market comparison, you can see there on the chart, we actually getting very competitive. We're not where we want to be yet, but it's complicated. When the small district, we got low enrollment, our budgets are limited. We try and hopefully to be the district that pays our teachers, more than Clint, Isleta. Hopefully we get to that point one time. I think at one point Fabens was one of the highest school districts on salaries for our teachers, and we're going to put that on the table. We're going to try to get and go that direction if our budget allows and if our board of trustees approve that budget on later time. Go next. Voluntary life benefits. This is only available to full-time employees. The cost is 96 cents per employee per month, and they will have a $20,000 in coverage. This will cost the district around $4,458 per year. It's a very low on offering this benefit to our teachers and to our administrators. Please note, basic life insurance comes with automatic accidental death and dismemberment coverages. That's part of the life policy. Employees also will be offered voluntary life insurance, where they can pick up at their own cost by adding the basic employee paid life. For example, we can go up to 3 times your salary by paying $5 and something cents a paycheck. So that will give you, let's see, $40,000 extra on your life insurance. Next slide, please. Compensation for 23-24 TRS medical contribution insurance. As you all know, that didn't change. We actually doing a $250 across the board for all the benefits from the district. That comes free for every employee. Next slide, please. This is our TRS insurance active care plan highlights for this year. It starts September 1st to August 31st. So this is actually covering your monthly employees only, employees and spouse, employees and children's, employee and family. For example, if they decide to go with employee and family, we contribute around $550 a month, and they'll have to come out with the rest to cover for that insurance. You can see the comparison between one year to the other. Next. Our compensation for our substitutes. Daily rate substitute pays certified $140, degree $120, associate $100, non-degree $85, long-term sub $10 extra per day. Active substitutes 3 or more days per semester, employed during the school calendar for fiscal year 23-24 will receive a $500 retention stipend. Go next. We also offer an employee one-time retention stipend for fiscal year 23-24. This will be as follows. Full-time employees, one-time retention stipend of $2,000 divided in 2 payments, December and June. Part-time employees, one-time retention stipend of $1,000, $500 in December, $500 in June. Active substitute employees, one-time rotation stipend, $500, $250 in December, and $250 in June. Contract district employees don't qualify for the retention stipend. This is only for example, our SROs don't qualify. Our communities and schools will not qualify. People that we have contracts will not qualify for this retention stipend if the board decides to approve it. Next. A little summary of the entire presentation. Classified staff, 4% increase. Bus driver, 4% increase. Active substitutes, $500 retention stipend. Administration and administration business, 4% increase. $3,000 annual district contribution to the health insurance plan. $2,000 rotation stipends for active full-time employees. $1,000 rotation stipend for active part-time employees. Free employee group life insurance for full-time employees for $20,000, while the employee works for the district only for full-time employees. Teachers, 4% increase. Classified staff, 4% increase. Libraries, 4% increase, and nurses, 4% increase. Proposed compensation plan as of August 16. Board of Trustees approve all personal items on this agenda within the capacity of the adopted and eligible requirements of the budget. At this time, if there's any questions?
Do we have any questions from the board at this time?
I don't have a question, Mr. Torres. I just have something to say is that it's with great satisfaction to our great administration, our principals, that we had so many teachers, even though we're not at that level as our neighboring districts, paying them that much, that they want to come and teach in our district. That's awesome. And I just want to say thank you to all of our administration, principals, and teachers that want to be part of this district. That's.
Thank you, sir. No, it's action. No, it's action.
Any other question, Mr. Nelas?
No.
Mr. Flores? Mr. Escobar? Mrs. Sepulveda? Okay. I just want to say a little bit also. I hope that we were able to do this budget compensation plan because of all your hard work that each and every one of you in the district that has done for our students and also in your profession. I think that we will continue trying to do the best we can in our district, you know, in order for us to work together as a team and a family. But I think that with all the hard working that we people that we have in our district, each and every one of you that principals are in charge of all your campuses. This is the best that this district could do for each and every one of you. And I hope you share that with your employees. You know, if they have any concerns, please feel to come to administration and voice your concern at this time. Thank you very much. At this time, we're going to go ahead and, Mr. Torres.
At this time, it is recommended the Board of Trustees approve the 23-24 proposed district budget and compensation packet as presented.
Do I have a motion?
I make the motion.
Second.
Okay, at this time, we have a motion from Mr. Estrada, second by Mr. Ornelas. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Torres. If there is no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn? I will have a motion.
Motion.
Motion made by Mr. Ornelas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Estrada. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned at Ms. Rodriguez.
At 7:45.
Thank you.